The Valt podcast. We are your car culture cultivators. We've got the regular group here today. I'm Robert. The rest of the hosts, Joe.
How's it going?
VJ.
What up, everybody?
Greetings.
And we're going to start with Valt news, as we always do. We'll run through it really quick because, you know, it can be kind of boring for some people. But that's
I
okay.
like the news, bro.
Yeah, so 3 areas of topics today. Napa Vault is this weekend, so Rob and Sean, maybe not Sean, but Rob will definitely see you there. VJ might be coming. Ian will be too. It's rain or shine, so even if it's sprinkling, we'll be there. Coffee will be there, so it'll be fun. Secondly, the first holiday party of the year is coming up at the Airborne Exotic Club. RSVPs are almost completely filled, so get on the list as soon as possible. They have car storage slots available too, and the pricing is actually pretty good. So
It is very competitive for the Bay Area.
yeah, reach out to us if you're interested in getting that booked, because we will get you sorted.
The venue is up in Petaluma, and it's on November 18th.
Yep,
Correct? So coming up soon.
that's a
and
Saturday evening.
Keep that in mind. Maybe, plan a drive up there. We can go on a drive together. If anybody wants to go but doesn't know what to do beforehand, reach out to us. We'll happily organize a route
Yeah,
and do something
definitely.
with you beforehand.
Mm-hmm. Should be fun.
And for those that don't know, what's the Napa Vault all about?
Napa Vault is another storage solution. That's the one that's happening this weekend. They sell warehouses up in Napa. It's a really good location, actually.
Yeah.
For most people that live in the Bay Area, North, East, and West Bay.
It's a great drive up.
It's a really pretty
great experience
area,
there,
too.
and a great drive around.
Yeah.
Yeah, great spot for photos too. For the cars.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The entire venue is really clean. It's geared towards people looking to
Private,
straight up purchase warehouses
Yeah.
with multiple
Yeah.
big,
super
huge collections.
securitized, HOA,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Hang on, not a warehouse, but like a car condo.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
They do call
Imagine
them car
if your
condos.
car needed a
Yep.
living
House.
space.
Yeah, yeah,
They even have
Napa
showers
Vault.
there.
yeah.
too
People
that you could
outfit
use.
them to be really nice.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, that's the basic news. The third installment of the news is that the podcast video series, which you haven't been seeing but have been listening to, will be airing in December on YouTube. So everything we've been filming the past few weeks, we're starting off with that stuff, and we'll also be live streaming our recording process on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So in December, expect that. It'll be fun, and you guys will get to interact with the podcast and add to it and everything. So that'd be kind of cool.
Holy
Speaking-
crap. Wait till they figure out what we look like.
Yeah, for real.
Face reveal.
They're gonna hate
Face reveal in
us.
December.
They're gonna hate us. We need dead mouse masks. Speaking of podcasts, Joe Rogan recently shot an arrow at the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So at first, this started because I was on Instagram or something on Twitter and noticed that Elon posted a picture of Joe
Excuse
Rogan
me, it's x.com.
on
not
X,
Twitter.
formerly
Yeah, I don't
known
know
as
what the hell is Twitter.
It's x.com, not Twitter.
Okay, well, on X, I was on X, and Elon was posted a picture of him shooting at the truck, and so I'm like, oh, that's interesting. He must have been on the podcast. So I listened to the podcast,
Yeah.
and they actually showed the video of him doing it on the podcast. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of newsworthy.
And what happened? Just bounced
nothing
off.
happened. Yeah,
I don't think anything would happen to most cars. If you
Well,
shot
technically,
an
it's bulletproof.
Yeah, I
guess-
know that.
So it,
But I don't think a bullet and an arrow travel at anywhere near the same velocity. Do
Yeah,
they?
well, the arrow
guess
is
the-
like a fancy arrow because he's Joe Rogan. So the arrow blew up.
Do they?
Yeah, they travel. He said that it was traveling at about 350 feet per second.
Also, don't shoot at the windows.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah,
windows.
exactly. That was something in the podcast.
All
Where
the
the
tires.
bodies,
All
Yeah,
the
that's
time.
not
the
the
windows
same.
are not.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say,
Windows and tires are off the bounds. Yeah.
If ever,
most bullet rifles are between 2,000 and 3,000.
bro, if
Yeah, so it's nothing compared
if
to
ever
a
you
bullet.
need an arrow-proof car, you need
Yeah.
to reevaluate your priorities.
Yeah.
The car,
Decide
was,
where
the
you
car
really need to be.
should have come out in 8500 or something.
Yeah.
Where there were arches all around.
Yeah.
So you can keep your
You can
family safe.
you can siege.
You can keep your family safe from people
Yeah,
shooting.
yeah, you could
arrows
take
at
over
them.
Rome
Right, you
instead
got,
of
exactly.
on your way to Starbucks.
Yeah, King Arthur rolling around in a.
So
Does this thing fit in the Starbucks drive-through?
that's a good question.
I mean, I know that the production car ended up being proportionally a little bit different from the
Yeah.
pre-production car.
Yeah, apparently they're weird. They don't look the same in person as they do in photos, but obviously they'll be all over our area. So
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah, I don't know
definitely
how
see
I
them.
haven't seen one yet.
Once the
saw-
newness kind of wears off, I mean, what is it? I mean, what's the function of it?
There's no function.
It's just
really.
a Tesla. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same as all the other Teslas.
I'm actually excited
Have
to
a
see it on
Tesla.
the road. Like some of those things are like that are so extraordinary. It's going to be entertaining, no matter whether they're good or bad.
Yeah.
It's just going to be entertaining to see it on the road.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't spend my money on that thing.
What is the MSRP?
$100.
I couldn't tell you. I don't
They
know.
initially claimed the price starts at 39,000, but now it's probably like 60 or something. They
Yeah.
killed off the base model,
Okay.
the single motor model.
Yeah,
Now they
yeah.
just have the dual motor or whatever.
Okay.
60,000?
Yeah, it's definitely above 50. So
Oh,
initially
that's
they
not
announced
bad.
39 starting price, but it's not that anymore.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I expected more. So
Yeah. Oh wow.
single motor.
Yeah.
Yep. Even the
Yeah.
single motor is
50.
cancelled.
And you're not going to be able to buy one
It's
at 50.
cancelled, I think, the single motor.
yeah.
itself.
I
Yeah.
remember.
They start being delivered in December, so we'll see them pretty soon.
Yeah.
Another thing that was on that podcast was that his goal for production is 200,000 a year, but
Of Cybertrucks?
yeah, kind of hilariously, every 3 seconds he kept reiterating how hard it is to do production in automotive business.
Yeah.
And he's so basically
That's
what he
true.
was saying is he's hoping for 200,000 hours a year, but there's basically no shot.
Yeah.
But he just didn't say that for the stock.
Yeah.
And then VJ has a friend who says that the Cybertruck's been more of an engineering nightmare, and so I'll let him speak on that.
Yeah. So a friend of mine who cannot be named, and
Hang on.
yeah,
Insider knowledge with BJ.
yeah. I work in the automotive industry, so I have a few friends in different companies. So in Tesla as well. So a person whose name I cannot reveal, obviously, because he'll get fired because the CEO is
It's
a
actually VJ.
nutcase. So, and yeah, it's not
VJ's
me.
the friend.
And I cannot say which team they work in, also because that's also
Yeah.
yeah.
Revealing.
But yeah, they just told me because they work in a very integral team to the vehicle. So they told me based on what they've seen with the cost of development, the ways in which the car is manufactured, the vehicle is manufactured, the effort it takes they have to totally come up with a new way to manufacture things because the panels there are steel panels which cannot be formed in the same way
Yeah.
that normal car panels can be done. So it's all brand new manufacturing techniques and extremely expensive methods. And they say, controversially, which is not the first time people said Tesla would go bankrupt. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're just warning us that this might be like a, big red flag in terms of financial.
Yeah.
There's been a
Interesting.
lot of information in the news lately where you see a lot of manufacturers are seemingly going away from EVs.
What? Really?
Yeah. Like you figure all the people
You mean
that
like
have,
into alternative fuels or?
yeah, and I think
Hybrids?
they're focusing, from what I hear, they're focusing more on like hybrids now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like Toyota, for one, is playing the long game.
Yeah.
So they're
Toyota's had that stance the whole time.
Yeah, they keep doing their hybrid stuff for a long while and they've perfected it.
Hydrogen
And
fuel cells and stuff too.
That
Yeah.
too. Like they're just waiting for the market to be perfect and then they'll just unleash all their BEV stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And they're just playing the long game.
Oh,
now.
dealers. There's a huge change in dealer allocations for or dealers seeking EVs because there's been a big lull in demand.
Yeah, there's
Exactly.
too many cars on the lots.
Yeah.
Like people are not buying enough because
Yeah,
they're
it's
more
a big
expensive.
downturn.
Well, it's still like not a great solution for people who live in apartments, and it's still not a great solution for like
Or
people
even-
who are traveling a lot.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, it
Eventually, it will be.
makes
but-
sense.
And look at all the swings and misses with EVs as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On launches.
Mm-hmm.
And the average price of an EV is way higher than average price of a regular car these
Yeah.
days. So
I believe it.
yeah, although
Yeah.
the cost of operation in a place like California is way cheaper.
Okay, we got some more insider scoops from VJ. Racing with VJ.
Racing
Speaking
is
of insider scoops, yeah. Well, tell us what's going on right now in the racing world.
yeah, I think we should start with a little bit of local news. We had two events over the last week, one at Sonoma Raceway and the other at Laguna Seca. So at Sonoma Raceway, they had the annual Miata reunion, which had a lot of Miatas.
Surprise.
So the highlight of that was for me seeing between 500 and 600 Miatas take over the whole racetrack. They had 3 lanes of Miatas.
He showed me a video of this. It's hilarious.
That looks
It's
insane.
like what did you say? It was like a worm.
Yeah.
It was a contiguous worm. The
Miatas-
entire track was covered in Miatas.
Miata centipede.
Yeah. I mean,
So it was like 3 lanes of Miatas covering every inch of Sonoma Raceway, moving, like inching forward. It was like an amazing sight. So everywhere you looked, it was Miatas and good colors, good cars. Like the fun thing about that was like every single Miata there was different. Like people made the car their own, like in terms of the
Modifications.
yeah,
and
whether
stuff,
it's just styling stuff or like performance stuff. There was everything from like a stripped out track car to like a Gambler 500 off-road build
yeah, that's cool.
Miata to like a perfect factory spec 1991 car with 350,000 miles,
Wow,
which is like very lightly modified but looks completely stock.
cool.
So yeah, and they also had the full original design and planning team of the NA Miata at the event. So that was really fun to meet and talk to people like Tom Matano.
Yeah, he's local. He's at SF.
Yep, he's in a design school.
Academy of Design of,
Yeah.
of Art, right?
Yeah, and designer of the NB, who was Ken Saward. They also had Bob Hall, who was like the Lee Iacocca of the Mazda Miata.
That's funny. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good comparison.
Yeah, so they had the whole team there, and they had a lot of good sessions with the enthusiasts.
Like speaker panels and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yep, and
Cool.
I was invited to do a little bit of photo work for them.
Okay, the Vegas stuff. Can we talk about the Vegas stuff?
Yeah.
I think.
so
this
what-
Is, I think
what-
this is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, VJ, you want to take it?
Yeah, so F1 Las Vegas. So since the success of the Netflix show Drive to Survive, F1 has literally exploded in the United States, and Formula One management wants to cash in. So they're having 3 different Grand Prix in the country.
Yeah.
So I think US is the country with the most number of races. Italy has 2, I think, but yeah, and on average, US also has the highest ticket prices, and Vegas probably comes in first along with Miami
Yeah.
in terms of ticket prices. And to make the most out of it, they're blocking views of people from different parts of
Of this, yeah.
the strip.
Of the strip, yeah.
The strip, and even hotels are being made to pay extra or like face blocking of the views to the racetrack. So there's been some reaction from people.
Yeah. So
Based on
basically,
that.
people have been like, they put up. There's some bridges there that they put up barriers on. So like, if you walk over a pedestrian bridge,
can't see.
then you can't like stand there and
Yeah.
see. And so
Yeah.
people are basically just destroying all of the barriers.
Yeah, they usually have a
Vegas.
glass
Typical
panel
Vegas.
which is covered with film. People are tearing off all the film so they didn't get a full view of the strip.
It's pretty good.
I was out there when I was out there. It's been a few months ago when they were like prepping everything, and it was a mess. And I'm talking about Uber driver, and he was a little excited about it. But from now, what I hear is aside from those issues, is like all the hotels like jacked up room
Yeah.
rates and everything, and now they can't sell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what my dad said too.
That's true.
Yeah,
They're struggling, like they're advertising like crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean the season's not over already. All the championships have been settled, so that's also not going for them.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
That's funny.
yeah. I think
Pretty
the
annoying.
issue with Vegas is like with anything. There's so much stuff to do.
I also I'm sorry, but I'm going to go on my rant, my Modesto rant. I think Vegas is like probably the worst city in America. I think there's not a single city that I despise being in more than Las Vegas. I have never spent a minute there where I was happy and not looking at an interesting car at SEMA. I went to Beatles Love. That was cool. I hate Vegas.
Why, dude?
hate Vegas.
I love all the rented McLarens and everything there.
That's what I mean, dude. I think it's just like it's like you just took all of the worst traits of American culture and put them in one city. That's Vegas to me, So
The drivers are excited, or they're
yeah, I mean for
prepared to
the
be.
track and everything, it's cool. But
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And it's gonna be nice to
hate
see
that
how it
city.
looks in the night with the race cars going
That'd be
through
cool,
the
yeah.
strip. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a cool sight. Yeah.
Because the
That-
previous
On the
Vegas race
internet.
was on a parking lot, so this is a big upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When that Ken Block video that they
The
had looked
Honeytron.
awesome. Yeah.
yeah, that was cool.
That was
It's a cool place to shoot stuff because
Mhm.
it's so much
Yeah.
like neon light and everything.
I know, right? I applied and got
Good
rejected.
Lord, I hate being there. Just dumb people everywhere, dumb things happening everywhere. Like, oh,
So
Yeah,
two
you can
things
get like
Robert
a
hates: Las Vegas
$1
and
million ticket for the
Fresno.
weekend.
Modesto.
You just named, what is it, dead named Fresno? Everyone in Fresno hates you too.
oh, we're not Modesto.
You should see some of the ticket packages for that race.
Like up to 50 grand, right?
Yeah, I mean, 50 grand is like the starting of the premium stuff.
Wow.
You can go up to like hundreds of thousands of dollars for certain packages where drivers will come to you in
Yeah.
your room and sign your stuff maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
insanity.
Racing is kind of one of those odd, sports where it's a flex, right? like all of racing, it seems to be a flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a billionaire boys club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. So boycott Las Vegas.
I mean,
And Miami, honestly. I really hate Miami too.
yeah, Miami had a lot of empty
I don't care
grandstands
about
this
Miami.
year.
It smells like cat piss.
It's going to be underwater in like 2 days anyway. So.
Yeah, Miami had a lot of empty seats.
Yeah.
So what happened with Mexico City? I know that like a lot of shit was
Can
happening.
you cut my Miami comment about underwater? That's really.
We're gonna start a new segment, Bash a City.
I think
We're gonna
starting
continue
off
to
we
bash
should,
every week.
you know,
This
make
week we
enemies
hate.
out of every single kind of person who's listening to
Oh,
us.
I don't have a problem with that. You got to have people that are irrelevant to you. You can't be one for everyone.
You get like some random cartel leader in Miami. Come to Albany and kill you.
And he'll be like breaking down. I used to love Valt.
Yeah.
Now I hate it.
Yeah, he did a move wherein he just like he got a really great start
Yeah.
and got excited, and he was fifth. He got like alongside the first and second person, and
Wow.
he thought he could send a dive bomb all the way, go from
Into
fifth to
first?
first
On
at
a
his home
start?
Grand Prix.
Wow.
That'll be like the biggest PR boost for him.
Yeah, yeah.
He had the best race for his team for this season.
So we'll start with Joe's. I think you put an E39 down.
Yeah, I mean, I just picked like an E39 that I saw on Bring a Trailer because I was on Bring a Trailer at the time. It's a low mileage car, so it'll go for too much money.
You've been looking at E39s. for a minute.
I mean, like I wasn't really looking at E39s, but at the last fifth Sunday there was like a bunch of them, like 4 or 5 of them.
Oh, cool.
And like they were like in an array of like different like conditions and everything.
Yeah.
And there was a really nice, just basic like this black like carbon black over black, just like this, in just really good shape. And I'm kind of like at this point now thinking, instead of, because I was kind of toying with the idea
Does
of
this have the
maybe
extended leather?
doesn't look like it.
You can tell on the armrests, right?
That's
On the-
actually pretty sick.
The dashboard would be leather.
Yeah.
I don't think
Doesn't look
I don't think
leather.
it's a leather dash though. But regardless, I would just get like anything. It doesn't matter what spec
Anything
it
that
is, really,
runs
but
and drives and has decent history.
yeah. But I was kind of toying around with the idea of getting like a modern car to just replace the 300 SD as the daily driver. But the 300 SD is fine, and I kind of am now in the mindset where I should just buy an E39 M5, make it really nice, and make it like the third car,
Yeah.
just to sit next to the E28 in the garage, you know.
Yeah.
Those are, in my opinion, the two best M5s. So, and with the E34 being close third.
Yeah, they've
So
aged really
they've
well.
aged, especially since
aesthetically.
I've had mine, because I when I had mine, it still kind of was like whatever.
On the down.
I sold mine for $19,000. It was an S2.
Wow.
And I put 80,000 miles on it though. I freaking love that car.
Yeah, okay.
Over like 4 years.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But I want a stock one, and the only things I would do for modifications would be like a muffler and a suspension. That's it. I wouldn't
Yeah.
want anything. If there were any any software modifications on the car or anything, I wouldn't go for it.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking at those in the next like 3-4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Those things have aged really, really freaking
Yeah,
nice.
maybe at some
They're
point I'll get one.
Still pretty modern.
I've got a very different one. I actually have two, but the first one I want to talk about is a Hilux.
Mm.
I have wanted a Toyota Hilux since I was, I don't know how old. Probably the biggest peak in my interest in this car was when, Top Gear blew up the building and drove it off the rubble,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly. I just think they're cool. I don't know. I always freak out when I see a Hilux. This one looks to be in pretty good condition. It's probably overpriced at $15,000, but
He knows what he's got.
yeah.
So what's the difference between a Hilux and a Tacoma?
This I could not tell you. All I know is that if you blew up a nuclear bomb and there's a Tacoma and a Hilux next to it, the Hilux would still be drivable.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like, I wonder if the Hilux is like a Tacoma but with like Lexus underneath it,
Let's look it up.
high durability components. You know how like Lexus's motto is like build a car that will last 25 years without
Tacoma
any,
or Tundra? Do they not
I
have
think
the
it'd be Tacoma unless
It would be
the
the,
hi-
it would be
Toyota
the
pickup.
Tacoma.
yeah.
Yeah.
Tacoma used to be just a pickup. It used to be called just pickup.
I wonder
right?
if it's
Yeah.
regional.
So
so
it
Tacoma
was.
didn't
It
exist.
became a taco in
Okay.
America,
So it just didn't exist.
but they do sell Hiluxes.
The Hiluxes, yeah, because when I'm
Now
in the
they do
Dominican
sell
Republic,
Hilux
they're
in
all
America,
over.
don't
oh
they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. It's just a naming difference.
That's okay. That's what I thought. Anyway, I want like a first gen Hilux.
Yeah, they're really nice, and they're really hard to find at a good price.
I'm sure. Yeah, they're
They're all really expensive.
really
Are
expensive.
these like the 22 RE motors or something? Or that's a V6, I guess. So that's
Yeah.
also nice.
Yeah, 244,000 miles. So it's
Doesn't matter.
just broken in.
Barely
doesn't
broken
matter.
in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know anything about those cars. I wouldn't know what to do if I showed up to buy one.
You just do nothing. You just
I
drive it
would,
away.
I wouldn't know what to look for, but
You
yeah, I'd love to-
nothing.
love
just
to.
drive. Change
Yeah.
oil. Just drive it.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait till it blows up. Won't ever blow up. You'll blow
Uh,
up first.
And this is the other one that I found, which is I feel like
Corrado.
fairly self-explanatory. It's a Corrado,
It's looking more rad by the day.
super high mileage, but again, another car that as a kid I just thought was so cool.
Seems like a good price.
yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get it registered, but
Yeah, it'll take a lot to.
Is it a VR6? Corrado?
I don't
VR6 or no?
think this one is not a VR6.
But they did have a VR6
I think they did do a VR6, right?
yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was one of the best sounding engines.
I would say probably mid 90s though, like probably like last of a generation kind of. That is, I don't think that's how
I
you
think it's
spelled it.
CO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
C-O-R.
G60.
Corrado.
Yeah, it'll be fine. G60.
It's not a Colorado. It's a Corrado.
4-cylinder.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is entirely again for the aesthetic. I don't really know anything about Corrados, but I don't think
looks
it's-
They're
Right.
just GTIs, right?
but they look so.
Yeah,
good.
it's like the Scirocco.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my other find.
Just
and
cool design.
$5,500 is fine.
Seems like an amazing deal for something.
yeah.
something interesting.
I
like
don't.
this.
The thing is, it is 211,000 miles.
It's dude, this
and-
for like a 968, you know, and like 968s are so
here are the
expensive.
cons. Moonroof only tilts up. Automatic wing does not operate on the manual switch. Or at
That's cool. That's
speed.
an automatic
Did
wing.
not know they had automatic wings. That's
Wow.
so fucking cool.
So those are like a. You said like a.
Scirocco.
A Scirocco.
They're like a
or
GTI.
GTI.
I think a Corrado basically is a GTI with a different body on top of
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
This was
Or
one
like
of
a
their early, one
968
of their
or something
early
like
like modular platform
Yeah.
car
You
things.
know, these
Missing A and B pillar trim, overhead console trim broken, rear seats.
And the odometer is totally wrong.
Odometer reads part time.
So
Ah,
it, sometimes
so it says 211,000 miles, but it's
I
422.
read that as sometimes it gives you the time instead of the mileage. And I'm like, so this just doesn't work at all.
It's 11:02 p.m. miles.
Yeah. It's 21,000 miles
It's like a 1,500.
You know,
or
those-
21,000 o'clock.
I'll probably get killed in the comments or whatever the case. But you know, like these old Volkswagens to me, they remind me of like going to Taco Bell. It's like, you know, you're ordering different stuff, but it's all the same ingredients.
Same now. It's the
Yeah.
same now. Yeah, I mean,
this
like
tastes different.
Yeah.
a Volkswagen GTI is
called
a
Alpina
Tiguan,
style
which is
wheels.
an Atlas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, the
Alpina-
wheels are cool.
Alpina wheels.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
They do
You could
look like
swap those on
Alpinas.
E30s, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's a four lug.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you could do that. It's pretty common.
So VJ found us some really good stuff.
Found some good
He
deals.
found, I think, the first really good deal. VJ, what do we got
Holy cow.
$38,000
I
off.
went on the internet
here? So I searched car for sale, luxury
and I
car
found
for sale.
deals. So this is a
Speaking of
dealer
Vegas.
in Texas, I believe. So it's called the Helfman Maserati of Sugarland.
Sugarland.
They're selling a brand new 2024 Maserati Gran Turismo Modena.
I didn't know they added Modena onto that.
Oh my
Modena
God.
for
Imagine
Like-
being your name is a good.
They're like,
I-
Ferrari's not using this anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I'll take that.
if you're looking to get in line for one of these things, you can get a good deal from these guys.
$38,467 off. That's
What's the MSRP though?
75.
more than you can afford.
38,000.
Maserati
$599.
Gran Turismo 2024 price.
So
Bit 120.
I was talking to my neighbor, like,
Oh, it's a $200,000
God.
car. Wow,
Wow.
The heck?
that's still a lot.
wow.
Dude, imagine spending 200 grand on
Or
that
in Canada,
and
it's
not buying a
$250,000
911.
Canadian.
Yeah.
And it's not even a Ferrari engine, right?
You could get a GTS, a 911 GTS for that.
I was talking to my neighbor, and he's like, I'm in the market for a car. And he said, I know you're into cars. I'm looking at a Maserati. What do you think?
Nope.
Don't
I'm
do
like,
it.
What do you think? What?
Oh.
Ali
Why
likes to
would
look
you
at
do
that.
that?
Make sure they get a F1 transmission quadriporting.
Yeah, a QP. I was gonna say a QP with a 430 motor. Yeah, that's.
I'm like,
Yeah.
why would you pay all that money for something? It'd be such a pain in the butt to get parts.
Yeah.
Could you imagine when the warranty's out?
Yeah.
or even wait for parts.
You
Yeah.
just buy Ferrari parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the next car that VJ chose is like an Altima. Or
I went
something
on the
based that
internet
one.
and I found a French website. Translate to English. Translate to English.
BJ, you changed. Stop
on
changing the rules, man. You're changing the rules.
I went on the internet and
What
found a
did you
French
say?
website.
I thought this was like local marketplace. This is in France.
What,
Why does it look like a go-kart?
It looks like a Chinese Dodge Ram.
It is a golf cart.
it's like a Chrysler Ram Golf.
Wow.
Bonjour.
How did
Bonjour.
they,
Je
how did they
véhicule.
do
That's
this
actually pretty
without
cool.
getting a cease and desist from Dodge? It says Ram on it.
They just hope. They're just hoping. They're hoping
round.
Dodge.
Dude, look at this backup light. This is like Amazon
God.
$12.99
Oh my
special.
God.
It's Ram in French, so it's okay.
Wow, yeah. It does have, it is, wait, so it's a Dodge dealer.
It's a new K car.
It's got a banner for
I don't believe
Chrysler
that.
Dodge.
Gee,
It's not Stellantis though. It's Chrysler doesn't exist anymore.
Why does it
Excellence.
have a Chrysler
yeah.
logo?
I have a feeling.
Have you seen cars in China? How
Yeah.
they market cars in China?
Wow, what a find. How did you find, can you please talk us through like what you were doing on the
Yeah, I
computer to
have
find this?
weird friends. That's it.
Okay. Wow, okay. $14,000? I get
Oh my God.
it hit one of the
It's
buttons.
still recording.
So recording.
All right, put it on
That
the
was
ground.
weird.
Put it up, put it on the ground.
Yeah, leave it on the ground. That was a ghost. Halloween's over, bro. Come on.
You get anyway.
Happy Halloween.
Synopsis is you can get 4 Corrados or 1 Ram golf cart. So, or 3
Wow.
Corrados. So
French-
three
French Ram golf cart.
Yeah.
It doesn't look French though.
It
looks
does look like
Chinese.
it belongs in Europe.
It looks
though.
like Chinese.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Great.
Amazing.
Job, DJ. You really,
Got
really,
best
really
deals.
did well this time. Sean, did you find anything?
Dude, why are we going to talk about that?
No. I just wanted to give you your space. You know?
No, you know what? No.
But
not-
you
not
do
this
have
week.
updates on projects, right?
I do have an
Tell us
update
about
on
that.
project.
Because we're going to projects now.
Perfect. So as we know, as I shared last week, is I ran over my fuel management system and my coils. So I went over to Rebello,
He was just really mad, so he just found the
Today.
most expensive thing in the warehouse
who
and ran it
built
over.
my engine, and told them the story. They laughed at me, but they said that they'd get me taken care of, and so I bought some new coils. They got them all configured.
Did they help you on the price at all, or did it?
Well, they made me feel good about it because they I got it all today. So I went in,
Sweet.
told them the problem. They said I can get you all set up within like 15 minutes.
Wow, they
Yeah,
just had
yeah.
everything in stock
Yeah,
already.
he called the guy. The guy came and brought back a new coil pack, as well as my wires. I destroyed my wires. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, everything's cool.
Sick.
So very good. So engine.
Did
is
they laugh?
back.
How long? How much of that 15 minutes was them laughing at you?
7
Well,
and a half,
they
probably. About half the
they
time.
could not understand. They're like, how the hell did you run over your management system?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well,
was
I
on
was
the
backing up the
ground.
car. They're like, that doesn't make any sense. Like you were backing up the car, yeah, and I wasn't paying attention. And
Did they think it was in the
box.
car when you ran it over?
Yeah, after about 10 minutes of
Yeah.
telling the story, and
They were
over
like,
and over
oh,
again.
it wasn't a.
It wasn't installed. It was on the ground. He's like, oh,
Oh
okay,
yeah, I
that makes
also
sense."
ran over my entire car too.
Right.
With my
And the motor.
964 turbo.
I forgot to hook up the engine mounts and just left it on the ground and ran it over. So, yeah, that's exciting that it is back on schedule.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was pretty quick. That was a week. That was 1 week of change. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not
So
bad.
shouts out to
Rebello.
Ivan as well from Vintage Spirit Garage, who's going to help us out with that project.
Sweet. So what's the net? When is the install happening?
I am
December?
thinking December.
Okay.
Yeah.
It shouldn't really take that long.
Yeah.
You have everything.
Yeah.
And it should. I don't know. What is your? It's a standalone ECU.
Yeah.
I don't even know how it. Does it have an ECU?
Yeah.
Then it'll like plug and play with your
Plug and
gauge
play.
cluster. Too?
I'm sure they just make it specifically
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it'll be
it's just
pretty
an engine
simple.
wiring harness, and then it plugs straight into the. That's sweet.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
should be a fast swap.
It'll be fast, yeah. I also have to, I got to change the exhaust, which I'm going to try to order tomorrow. as well as changing the clutch.
Yeah, I
So,
might as well
yeah.
do it while it's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You
can't
think
wait
your
for next-
transmission and rear end will be fine with that motor?
I actually had the transmission rebuilt maybe
Nice.
a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe I have about 500 miles on that transmission.
You could always just throw a Chevy rear end in there if you really need to.
The diff will be fun though because like it's probably slower, so you'll get all the power
Yeah.
for longer.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
yeah.
Unless you're wanting it to be like a hyper fast accelerating thing, but
Yeah.
it's like it's a big six, you know.
Thinking maybe a nice stage 2, maybe race clutch.
Yeah.
Have a little fun in there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Nothing crazy though.
Yeah, I mean you might as well. You're
Do you have
getting 300
brakes?
horsepower.
You did brakes?
Yeah.
You
yeah,
did brake
yeah.
upgrade
Yeah.
of some sort? Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be ready to go.
That'd be
pretty
a
soon.
very wise thing to do with
Yeah,
300
brakes are
horsepower
all
in that
done.
car.
The suspension is all done. The car's pretty dialed. I mean, it feels good. Just
It was
even with
already
stock-
in really good shape,
Yeah.
the old motor. I don't have any fun updates like that. I wish I was doubling my horsepower in my E30, but I don't know. I had a big rattle in the rear end of my E30, and it ended up being the rust on the back of my brake rotors.
Are you serious?
Was because the spacers apparently like are right up against the backside of the brake rotors, and it was like catching on decel.
Nothing a little WD-40 and duct tape won't fix.
Right. So I got that fixed, and now it doesn't make that noise, but it makes all other kind of noises. That's like my next project update. Will
It's
be
a
whatever.
lifestyle, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, hunting for
Now that that's
rattles.
gone, now that that's gone, you can hear everything else.
Yeah. Right. Locally hated.
Big things coming.
Joe, I feel like you always have big updates on your.
Yeah, I mean they're not really that
Various
big. I mean like the 280, the wagon, silver wagon needs a couple air intake hoses. Well, it's once again they're really hard to find parts for. I found a website, or at least someone found a website for me. So I'll order them soon, but it's being put on the back burner until like kind of closer to the end of November because I'm taking out the M5 in a couple days to get some miles on it and get it up and running because it's going to a relatively
Big boys
exclusive
rally.
Yeah. Event full of 250 GTOs. Actually, I don't know if I told you this, but the first one that they had, 25 of 37 GTOs were at that rally.
What?
Yeah, that's the first one they ever
So
did.
they ship them internationally.
Yeah, yeah, it's an international thing.
Wow.
So this is going to be a shit show for this car. It'll be so much fun.
Wow.
So it'll be fun. I'm a little bit intimidated because of that. I did some research and but I am hoping that like some people get a kick out of my little car. You know? When they're
Yeah.
driving
I mean, I
their
think
crazy
the thing
things.
is that you're going to be with people that are like probably extremely knowledgeable car collectors.
Yeah, so they'll know what they're
who
looking
will
at.
appreciate a E28 M5. You know.
So I'm looking
sure
forward
at
to it,
least
and I'll get to
one
beat it
person
up.
there-
You know,
I-
I'll get to beat on it. You know,
I can almost guarantee at least one person there has an E28 M5.
which would be great because then I can
Sure.
talk to them about it. You know, and then lastly, the 300 SD is in need of a windshield because at Rent Sport, someone threw a rock
Oh
at
yeah.
it because it
Somebody
wasn't a port.
threw a rock at it?
No, it was a joke.
My car was in rear engine. Okay.
But
Because
yeah, no. In reality, I was
there
on
was a
101.
Mercedes.
I was on 101 and like a truck dropped the rock and it blew up through my windshield.
That's
but-
exactly what happened to my Cayman as well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's fine. I'm just gonna. If someone can find me a mobile windshield guy, mine moved to Texas. So yeah, that's those are the.
I mean, I have a
projects.
really good shop to recommend if you want to do it next Wednesday when you're over here. They're amazing. I've done
As long as
rentals
it's
there
not
before.
like $800, because
No, they're really good, and they buy straight from the glass manufacturers that the automotive manufacturers use.
That'd be great.
It's like buying from Bosch instead of.
Yeah, I'll totally do
Mercedes.
that because the last time I did my Boxster,
Yeah.
at just a random windshield shop, and it cost me $700, and I'm
Wow.
like, that's double the.
I
amount
did my
I've ever-
Volvo at this place. It was $300 for
Yeah,
the
that's
front
what I want
windshield,
to
and
pay.
it's
For-
got
for
like
something like what-
the
with that?
change tint and
Yeah.
yeah.
For that,
Yeah.
I want it to be like $300 to $400.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
You don't have that covered by insurance. Most
Yeah,
insurance.
the car is. I mean,
covers
it's
that.
has.
Oh,
nothing.
the deductibles probably.
Yeah, it has literally nothing
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, I had.
I was going to say, how is that possible to where, you can get a windshield replaced for a few $100s, but God forbid somebody crack like your rear panel window,
Yeah.
after they break into your car,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
This is the defrosters
Yeah.
and stuff.
$1,000, yeah.
It's just the rare. I'm sure it's just like the rarity of those windshields.
I bet a lot of
and-
those windshields are standardized sizes.
Yeah,
too.
that's what. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is
And you just put
the
seal
rear
on-
quarter windows are probably
Yeah.
very specific to
Yeah.
car.
Not for San Francisco parked vehicles.
Yeah.
At least it
Being
wasn't like a
pipped.
driver, like a door window, because those are double pane.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
Anyway, I'm off my soapbox.
Yeah, I just changed the windshield of my Cayman a couple of weeks ago. So I had the zero deductible insurance on glass. So it
Nice
had
buy.
been it had
Nice
been
buy.
yeah, it had been cracking for almost a year now. So I got a small
remember
rock
that.
chip which propagated into like a cartoon style
Yeah, when I
propagation.
drove it on when I drove it on one of your rallies, I noticed it halfway through the drive, and I'm like, I swear to God, if I did this, I'm gonna be so angry with
That's
myself.
funny.
No, it doesn't matter.
And then I returned the car to you, and you didn't say anything. I'm like,
I love the fact that he didn't
Thank
say
God.
anything.
No, it was almost like cartoon.
well, because you would car people will notice, because I'm like, I'm not even going to have to say anything, because if for the off chance he doesn't know what happens,
It was like the Roadrunner show or like Tom and Jerry or something where a small crack happens and then it propagates all the
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's what happened to my windshield over a year. So I got it replaced and I saw the bill from Safelight. It cost the insurance company only like $250 to change it.
Oh, nice.
You
See,
probably
I
got
just
some-
got ripped off.
Probably got some bad glass in there. I hate to say it, but
Huh?
I hope that
You know
glass
what it
works.
was?
Okay.
The windshield place that I went to, I didn't give any information to, and the car had already sold on Cars and Bid, so I just was like, do it. They went to Porsche at Walnut Creek and bought a factory glass with the Porsche label on it, and I
Oh.
should have.
Yeah, if you care
Sort of-
about factory glass and stuff,
Yeah.
some people really
they
do,
don't,
but
they don't.
yeah.
Not in
I
that
mean,
car.
this is a car I drive like 30,000 miles a year. So
yeah,
Yeah.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
yeah.
A free
That's probably what
windshield
it
is a
was.
free windshield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll keep getting free non-deductible windshield.
Yeah.
Okay.
So speaking of getting free, no deductible windshield replacements,
Ad break.
ad
Insurance.
break. If we had to buy insurance, it would be a very important thing to think about when making the next decision that we're going to talk about.
And it might be Haggerty,
because-
but we don't know. It could be something else because they don't pay us for this.
So apparently we're in the Bay, so insurance is optional.
Yeah. Registration is
You can
optional.
print out
Optional,
temporary.
whatever.
A
Yeah.
fourth wheel is optional.
Exactly.
So, Joe, talk us through what we're doing here because this is a new
Yeah. So
rotation.
this section is called Copper Drop. Robert came up with the term last week. I used the term in a slightly different rendition, and so what I did was
I don't really know if I don't even know if I don't really know if you can say I
Robert.
came up with it. I think I
Totally.
said it.
I've never heard it before, so you came up with it in my book. I
I want everybody to look at Robert's face and imagine him coming up with Copper Drop.
okay. Well, now see, it's getting racy now. I didn't know. I'm sorry. So essentially, what I did was I picked 3 separate listing sites. So one is Bring a Trailer Premium, one is Cars and Bids, and one is just local listings. I picked 2 cars from each of those 3 sections, and basically what you're doing is you're copying one and you're dropping one.
You got some good ones here. So
I tried to pick like for like, kind of. Bring a Trailer is a little bit iffy, but
Yeah.
So we'll just go straight into Bring a Trailer Premium. The first one I chose was a 1967 Ferrari 330 GTC. It is up against the 2006 Ford GT. Both are red. The Ferrari was repainted red, was originally silver. It's
Oh,
being
that's too
sold.
bad.
Yeah, it's being
They're
sold.
really good in silver.
It's really nice. Yeah, and that's
Red is not the right color for that.
it's a bummer. It was done really well. It's won awards and everything.
Yeah. but-
It's for sale by the same guy that sold my 300 TD the second time. So it's a really, really renowned seller on Bring a Trailer. So the car is definitely in good condition. But otherwise, it's just another run-of-the-mill 330 GTC. You can imagine it in your head.
Yeah.
It's very nice. And then the second is the Ford GT. It's also red. Super low mileage, but they're all super low mileage. In my opinion, I think they're kind of in the same ballpark of value. Obviously, I think, well, not obviously. I mean, they probably at some point will be a similar value in the future too. I'm not totally sure what the market is on
yeah, I
these.
wonder what appreciation will be like in the Ford GT in the coming years because it still hasn't.
It hasn't had its
The
moment yet.
330 has had quite a lot of time to appreciate, and it was kind of undervalued for quite a long time.
Have you
But
have you paid attention to the prices on these things?
330s?
No, the 4GTs.
Yeah, they went
They've been
crazy.
going- yeah.
They went
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. I do think the Ford GT will have it'll supersede the value of the 330 for a while. But yeah, I think
This
they'll probably do
generation, not the new generation.
Yo, no, this one.
Yeah, the
this
thing
one,
is,
the big V8.
this is I think as an if you're looking at this as an investment, I would probably say the Ford GT because there's still many generations who are alive today and growing and making more money that will see this car as like a halo car for the rest of their life. versus, you know, like these, it's like a big debate people are having about like these 60s Halo Italians is like how much longer will the ones that aren't truly special be able to continue appreciating when most of their buyers are dying, you know?
So Joe has to ask a question. So would you cop or drop?
Yeah. This is such a hard question for me, man. I like, because I feel like the Ford GT is like, I feel like the boy racer, like you want that. That's
It's
just
so-
like,
it's
it's
so
just
cool.
so
Yeah,
cool.
it's such
This
a
is
cool
probably
car.
like one of my top 5 cars of all time since I was like a tiny little baby, you know, like the 330 though I know is like just a really wonderful experience. A lot of people think it's kind of like the true Ferrari enthusiasts, classic Ferrari. Because you can actually, like Vijay was saying earlier, you can actually drive it.
Yeah.
Because it's not worth $10 million or $5 million. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So for me, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
Is I am definitely dropping at Ferrari. I'm just saying. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, they're cool. I mean, it's a good looking car. I mean, it's cool to have a Ferrari, but nobody outside of Ferrari
World.
world is going to care about that,
Yeah.
as opposed to you pulling up in a Ford, you know, GT.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, beyond it being a penny dropper, like I said, is I think design wise, looks, presence, just the overall upside of appreciation.
Yeah.
Is, and I don't know how many of these they made as opposed to the
330s.
330s.
Well, this one in the color
scroll
is rarer, but I don't know what the production total
yeah,
is.
and these things
2011.
sound
2011. I'm down
2011.
there.
So
In that
good.
model year.
yeah, they sound so
2011 in that model year.
Okay.
good. And who knows how many
While
of
the
the Ferraris
Ferrari
they
was
made.
only 598.
Yeah, if I've done it,
Sure.
but yeah, yeah.
This is the 2021 or the latest. 2005.
Gen 1.
GT4. It's probably yeah.
Oh, yeah. GT40, you're right. What's the first gen? 4038.
So it's it's rare. It's a rare car, but
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
definitely made. I mean, you definitely see them, like not a lot, but I mean, in Walnut Creek, there's like 3 of them that kind of drive around all over the place.
Which one?
In 330s, you mean?
4 GTs. 330s.
yeah.
At this point in my
The
life,
funny
like
thing, I see so many 330s.
yeah, I do. I see,
Which
I
is
feel like
weird.
I see a 330 every
there's
3
not that
weeks.
many in the world.
Yeah,
They're all in California.
Yeah, they are all in California. It seems
yeah.
like.
I would personally also cop the Ford, mostly because if I'm buying a Ferrari, I'm really mostly buying it for the looks of it, and
Yeah.
I kind of think that there are more interesting Ferraris in the world that I could buy. This one, just I've seen so many of them that they just look so normal to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, they look great. This is a great car. Obviously, it looks stunning, but the GT is like. I mean, I grew up with Gran Turismo 4. That car came out and was like the Halo car in that game, and like. It's not my dream car, but it definitely is like a Halo. If I became like extremely wealthy and a billionaire, it would be like a car that I would buy because it was a Halo car in my childhood.
I think one of the things I actually love the most about the comparison between these two listings is the presentation. Bro, look at the photos of this Ford GT.
Yeah, this was shot by Bebo Sanders in Texas.
Billy Bob.
Yeah, who had a farm and got lucky.
Did they cover
But
the
he's
life?
rich as hell.
There's so many of these things in Texas.
Oh,
yeah.
There's so many in
yeah.
Texas.
I mean, it is like the
I'm
one of the
surprised.
most Texas cars.
Maryland.
You can
I'm
buy.
surprised they didn't put a finger to cover the
Yeah, I know,
license
I know.
plate.
You know what would be the most annoying thing about having that Ferrari here, especially in like the Berkeley Albany area, is people just saying, "Hey, so that's a nice Alpha."
Yeah. What is that thing?
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's so tough because the driving experience is like really so different.
Make a
obviously
decision.
between the two.
Go.
No, I want to hear BJ's first.
I mean, it's an easy pick for me. So I don't really care about the rarity of any car when it comes to selecting it. It's all about the driving experience and the looks. So yeah, the Ford off late, or even like from the beginning, has had a like big, what do you call, widowmaker sort of element to it. And recently, the car Throttle House, the guys who make YouTube videos on cars, like
Yeah.
very popular, they spun one of these on a racetrack while doing a video, and they were like,
Whoa.
yeah, completely scared out of driving this. But yeah, that kind of adds like another level of challenge to the driving experience, which is appealing to me.
Yeah.
A lot. It's
I mean,
like
and the interior. Come on.
yeah, it's
the
like
interior's
even
so
more
cool.
you know
Yeah, that's the
infamous
coolest
than a
part.
Dodge
Yeah.
Viper
Interior's
as
cool.
well.
Yeah.
So that sort of driving challenge appeals to me a lot, which I don't think I'll get from the Ferrari. It's more like a cruiser car, like a long distance
Yeah,
car.
it's definitely
Nice.
GT.
And the
Yeah.
Ferrari has to have a lot more fizz. Like it should be more like a racy motor. When I select a Ferrari, it should be like a 275 or something similar.
Like a 4-cam.
Yeah, so I definitely choose a Ford GT
Yeah.
for the driving experience.
Can you imagine VJ in that car? His hair out.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God.
Isn't it like Led Zeppelin or something?
Like shifting with all of my might.
Breaking off the shift knob. You're so angry.
Like slamming,
all 12 gears.
Definitely like
flat,
an angry
flat
person
foot shifting all the gears.
yeah.
Yeah, these need to be driven more. It's too bad that they're all
They're all so
super
they're all
low
so
miles.
babied.
Be so cool.
I do love when I see the people building like the super high speed drag Ford GT, like the 2,000
Yeah.
horsepower drag Ford GT. I'm like, that's a cool Texan. I love that guy.
So you copping the Ford GT?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would.
Well, I didn't think
I-
it was going to be unanimous.
I didn't either. I like really, it's such a hard decision for me. But like for me, the investment of this car, not that I think the 330 is going to come up. I just like, I mean, since this car was new, I thought it would go up in value. You know, I mean, this is like, it's just obviously this thing's going to appreciate. It's
And
not as
also,
rare,
and
but-
also, it has a better racing heritage than the Ferrari.
yeah,
Yeah.
This is from literally from Le Mans. So
yeah. They didn't run the Gen 1 Ford GT. Did they have a Le Mans? They didn't have a Le Mans car, did
No,
No,
they?
they,
this,
they
no. Just
the
probably
Gen
just
2.
they probably didn't want to deal
It's too
with
bad
that.
they didn't do that.
No, but
Just
the
Le Mans
latest
thing.
Ford GT won Le Mans debut.
No, I
in
know that. Yeah, I know
2016.
that.
Yeah.
I know that. Look at these. I'm sorry, but I'm getting distracted. This is an example of how to sell a car with
I think
a
this is the
photo.
same seller. I
Really?
think it's the same seller. Yeah.
Wow, he knows
Oh
what's
no, no,
happening in the
911R.
market.
Never mind. 911R.
These
Yeah.
photos are
The Ford
amazing. And
GT
look at it. It's not even a great location. This is like some random parking lot.
Well, yeah, 911R is known for
Yeah,
like
yeah, I know.
like
That's
this type of stuff, but
The Ford GT person is leaving a lot of money on the table.
Yeah, with those photos.
Yeah,
Well,
by-
you know
by
what
not-
you know what you're getting with a car like that.
Yeah, by
Yeah,
not
yeah,
spending
yeah.
$400 on a photo.
Yeah.
Photo.
It would have been funny if when Ford released those GTs, is Pantera decided to come back out with another car.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
the
we
second.
still gotta do more of these. Okay.
Yeah,
we're
there's
gonna-
two of them.
We're gonna get
Second
through this.
or three of them. The second is from Cars and Bids. I picked two very similar cars.
This is an easy answer for me.
One is a B7 Audi RS4 sedan, which has fender flares, a high revving V8 6-speed quattro, with no modifications.
And navy blue.
Navy blue, black,
It's the
or
best
actually,
color
but it's light gray interior,
It's
which
the best.
you know,
best. Oh, it's light gray
light
interior.
gray interior. Or a Lexus ISF. This is a 2011 model, so I guess it's a little bit more updated. Also has a high revving V8, rear wheel drive, the typical colors you would see in an ISF, with an automatic. So
Oh.
Can I start?
yeah, go
Go
for
ahead.
it.
RS4. RS4. I gotta go RS4. That's so easy for me.
What's the other one again?
ISF.
An ISF.
I mean, not to hate on the ISF, but like, it's just I've lusted after these RS4s for so long, and
Is the IS of a
And
V8?
yeah, the ISF.
It's a naturally aspirated V8. Sounds
These-
awesome. Sounds just as good as the RS4.
I know these RS4s are like, you know, the worst thing in the world to maintain and own after they have issues. But if you find one, I feel like if this one's well sorted, I'd have to go with this. I've always thought these were such cool.
Yeah, I had an RS4 for like a year, and it was super cool.
Yeah.
But I had it the same time I had my M5.
Huh.
and
How did they
just-
compare?
Well, the RS4 felt way more modern, obviously, because
Yeah.
it was 7-8 years newer. But
Right.
I got rid of the RS4 because the M5 was way more exciting.
Yeah.
The
I
RS4
figured.
is cool with its high revving V8, but like
What's the steering like? Is it really
steering's like
electronic?
a GTI.
Yeah.
It's like your dad's car.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
every other Audi Porsche product
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
sporty.
yeah.
It's
So-
just short, you know.
My initial thought was the Lexus, but car for car, with these particular examples, I mean, definitely having not only the manual, but look at the interior.
Yeah, the interior.
The interior's pretty sick on this
the
Audi.
interior on this RS4 is so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
sick.
just so period.
Yeah.
It's like you
Yeah.
like transform.
And everything feels really good. And,
Yeah.
and the buttons are really nice. The feedback's good. The
I mean,
seats
look
are
at
super
these
comfortable.
Seats. They look like they're in really good
The
condition.
heated functions aren't that great on them, but other
Yeah, I
than
mean,
that,
I
it's
never
fine.
use seat heaters.
Yeah.
Audi does the best interiors.
Always sweating anyway. Yeah, they
Yeah,
really.
the
do
European
phenomenal.
RS4s have better, cool carbon bucket seats.
Carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber.
Carbon
Yeah.
fiber.
Yeah, and I had a A3 in high school, and it had this exact same
Yeah, yep.
cluster piece here.
I like those buttons that have the toggle on them.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love playing with
You
those.
copping and dropping, Joe?
It's tough. I mean, like, I think
It's
honestly,
tough because you already owned one.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
it's
like,
like-
well, for like a big V8 sedan, if I'm gonna get one that's manual, it's gonna be an E39 M5. So I
Right.
kind of would probably go with an ISF because I think it's just a better driving car.
Also, like as a thing to own and live with for a long time, I think the ISF is a
Yeah,
much better.
because I've had the RS4 and I really enjoyed it, and it had lower miles than this, and it was awesome. But the M5 was just better.
The ISF also sounds better than the
Yeah,
RS4.
this has 420 horsepower. The M5 had 399 or whatever, and I think the
ISF's
ISF is
410 or something.
410. So they're all relatively similar, but the way that the RS delivers power
460.
is much more like VTEC-y. Like it's like nothing, and then all of a sudden you
Well,
get
it's
all of it,
twin
which is
turbo.
kind of
Isn't
fun.
it twin turbo?
No, the
Or is it
RS4
supercharged?
is naturally aspirated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, super high. It's like 85.
Did
it's
they
like
make a
E92.
twin turbo?
Well, after the next generation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's an E92
yeah.
competitor.
Yeah. Okay.
This is one of the best sounding Audis. Like,
Yeah, they sound great,
Yeah.
especially when they get on cam and they start producing power. But it's one of those cars where you can't have fun with it on the street because by the time you're up in the high revs,
You're going
like
way too
you're
fast.
way too fast.
Yeah.
So like this car is awesome because you can just floor it, you hear all the sounds all at once.
Yeah, this
It
is
still
like.
gets on
I mean, the
cam.
sound in cabin in the ISF is
Yeah.
what is this. It sounds okay. It sounds great from the outside.
And the
but
interior as well,
in-cabin
like
is
what
amazing.
you were saying last week, is
Yeah.
like so iconic in this car that like
This or the ISF? Or
this,
the,
this.
Yeah.
The Audi just smells.
Oh,
like,
the smell, the Lexus smell.
yeah, you
and,
can
like,
you
the
can
feel.
smell this picture. Like
Yeah.
you can totally
Yeah.
smell it. You can smell this picture.
Yeah.
And that's really like comforting and like
Yeah.
just cool. It's a cool car.
And I do like, I mean, their gauge clusters. I always thought this generation of Lexus gauge clusters was nice and crisp and like, it's like there's, I don't know, it looks cheap, but it's, for some reason,
it's
it
simple.
does it for
yeah,
me,
it
you
just
know?
looks good. It looks good to me.
Yeah.
looks like BMW.
So I would cop
sort
the
of, that
the
era.
ISF.
Okay.
BMW era.
Who else we
What
got?
about
VJ,
VJ?
you're the last one.
Yeah, Lexus, but I wish it came in a manual.
I know.
Did
Yeah,
this.
that's everybody's gripe. They never sold them in manuals.
Yeah. I think you guys mentioned all the reasons.
Oh yeah, if that came in a manual, dude, it'd be over.
Yeah, that would be my choice too.
I'll
Just
be like
it
a
doesn't make any
65.
sense to me that it didn't, but I get that they were trying to go after like the executive sports car, you know, to juxtapose
Every
against
man,
BMW.
like upper middle class kind of.
I guess they
kind of
were
vibe.
kind of coming at Mercedes with that.
They were competing against an E90.
Yeah.
M3. So it was still
Yeah.
sport.
But they
sedan.
couldn't be the driver's car. They weren't going to be the drivers.
Because the 5 Series was
BMW.
GSF,
Yeah.
and that totally failed.
Okay.
Okay, so the last one.
Copper drop.
This one's more of a weird one. So I went to
Oh,
local
this is
listings.
also immediate.
sleeper sedans.
No, that's-
So the first one's the 2000 Jaguar XJR. These are like never available in good shape.
Yeah.
Supercharged V8, 370 horsepower. I've never had any experience with them, but I know that a lot of people that I know are always interested in them. But this one's clean. This
Yeah.
I think it kind of looks like it's being flipped, so that means there's probably some
It
underlying.
looks a little
issues.
bit too clean in the
Yeah,
engine bay
it
to
looks
me.
like there's probably some underlying issues with this one, but like if I could find a good one, I would totally buy one of these.
Yeah,
This is super
they're
cool.
really cool. Okay, what's the second car?
And that's so the second car is a 2005 Volvo S60.
And it's
it
in
has
Port Costa.
it has Port Costa. It's really affordable. For I don't know if this is what it should be, but it has a sport kit body kit, which
Yeah.
is probably rare.
Nah, this is like on the mid to high range for S60Rs.
Okay, so it's only 10 grand.
Ooh,
The
those
Jaguar
blue
for reference was
dials.
12.
I think so. I think like because I see them up for like 5 to 8.
So very, very different takes on like a sports sedan. One is a cruiser.
Oh, did it just have its?
It has a lot of work done to it.
Wow, that's why. Oh wow, they. I wonder if they just did their 4C.
This is why I picked it because it's in really. It seems like it was in good shape. Has a lot. He seems obviously is an enthusiast.
Yeah, his list of maintenance is really exhausting.
Yeah, so there's like two different takes on the sports sedan. One's like a pushy turbo sedan, and
Yeah.
one's a cruiser. Like I know what I have V8. I don't need to.
It's too bad
show
this
my wealth
S60
car.
isn't automatic.
Yeah, well, both. Yeah, exactly. So,
I have an easy answer.
yeah, what's your answer?
I'm going Jaguar.
Jaguar.
I saw one of these literally yesterday.
An XJR.
Yeah, a black one in my neighborhood, and it looked immaculate.
You know they have editions of this car called like the Super 8 or something that go for like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Huh.
Have they
Well-
have like Bentley interiors or something?
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I saw an XJR yesterday, and I was like, I freaked out. I was
Yeah.
crossing
They're,
the
they're
street.
hard to find because they're all broken.
I don't know the last time I've seen one, but
Yeah,
it was
no,
like
you
in
don't ever see
incredibly
these.
good shape,
Yeah,
and it
you
was
see
black,
the XJ6s and stuff,
and it
but you
wasn't
never ever
swirly.
see the-
It was like black without
Well,
swirls.
If it's an XJR and it's on the road,
Yeah.
they can take care of it. Yeah.
So that was just like, I need to experience one of these one day.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
Yeah, I would love to.
I'm sure the driving experience is amazing.
Yeah, it's probably very posh.
Yeah.
I'm definitely dropping the Jaguar, and I'd take the Volvo. And the only reason why is if you saw an old black dude driving that Jaguar with a receding hairline, you wouldn't give it a second look.
But the Volvo, what does the Volvo
Volvo's
say?
kind of sick looking though.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean,
Volvo's
it's
sick
really
looking.
they're a cool car still.
Yeah, they're really
cool.
interesting. And it's got that body
I
kit
like
that
the kid. The kid is cool.
I hate.
Yeah,
I hate
Yeah,
that
it's not
body
a-
kit.
yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I know it's a factory option, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was a factory
Yeah, it's
option.
like a special thing, but it's I picked it because it looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a good
No, it does.
conditioned car.
It's very period.
VJ, what about you?
Yeah, Volvo because 5-cylinder noises and blue dials.
And plus, it's not as special as the V70R, so you can actually modify it and add exhaust and make it
Yeah.
really loud and amazing.
Yeah, I don't know much about the Jaguars.
This one's modified a little bit too.
Okay.
I go with the Jaguar just because you never see them.
Yeah.
And I think it'd
There's
be
a
cool.
lot of S60s.
It'd be
out
cool for
there.
like 6 months. You know, it's one
Yeah.
of those cars where
Till the first thing breaks.
Yeah, you just get rid of it after the
Yeah.
first thing breaks. Buy for 12.
And if
actually,
that
it went down
odometer-
$100 from yesterday. It was 12,000 yesterday.
If that odometer reading is accurate, that's actually like fairly.
Yeah, I think it's digital, so it'd be
Reasonable
pretty
for
hard
2000.
to. It'd be pretty hard to tamper with it. Yeah, I mean a 2000 E39 5 with 81,000 miles would go for 50 grand.
Yeah.
So I mean,
It's
obviously there's
probably-
no there's no similarities.
This thing
but-
looks like it's from the 80s or something. The design.
Yeah, well,
Well,
the
it
80s
basically is.
80s XJs are they look exactly the same. So
It's probably some guy's grandpa died, and he's just trying to get rid of it.
yeah, it's a cool
cool.
car. It would
He
be
loves
fun to
this
It's
experience.
either that
for a
or
little
it's Dylan Leff.
bit. Yeah, it'd be fun to experience. I'd cop this for right now. I could always get a Volvo later.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
That's a
what
good
we
one.
have for the copper drop section.
Okay.
And so finally,
So
we'll
now
go,
that we're gonna go into the segment where we make all the money that allows us to choose the cars that we just copped or dropped,
yeah.
right?
Yep. So the scenario I came up with again, once again, when I get to my computer, I sit down and start writing. So the first word I said was "whoa." That's the first word I wrote. And so
It's actually
Whoa.
spelled WHOA.
Yeah, it is
It's kind of like Keanu Reeves' "Whoa" from.
technically.
But this is also
wow,
right.
I didn't know that.
It's also acceptable.
I really didn't know that. But anyway, the scenario: you just sold your business for $100 million. You need to go. You have to go buy fun things now and be
In the
financially
Bay Area,
free.
you don't even make a headline.
Yeah. So now you're relatively financially independent. You know, you're no longer extremely depressed all the time. But the catch is, you can only buy one car post
Catch
money.
is you actually are still depressed all the time.
So the catch is that you can only buy one car post money. The rest of your money can be used however you want to use for it. But you're fully retired, so you can no longer produce any income. You can't work at all. So the questions, there's 3 of them. What is the last car you're buying? Money, no object. And obviously, the McLaren F1 comes to mind. But like, are you really going to be using the McLaren F1 all the time? So think about it for real.
Yeah.
2, what are you doing with the rest of your money? So this could be whatever you want. And 3, what are you doing with your
You
current
can't
collection?
invest your money in like business or build a new business or
You
do
can't work.
Yeah.
So you can invest your money, but you have to be hands off completely. And 3,
my answer.
what are you doing with your current collection? So are you figure it out. So who wants to go first?
This is basically a description of Sean, right?
Shots fired, man. Shots fired. So you can only buy one car.
One car.
That's the first
But
question.
what's the other car? Wait, I don't.
You
get
can
the-
only buy one car.
Yeah.
So the first question is, what is the car you're buying?
Yeah, I get
The
that.
second question is, what are you doing with the rest of your money? And the third question is, what is happening to your current collection?
Before
course.
you buy the car.
You have to get rid of. You have to liquidate
get rid of
current
your-
car. Yeah.
No. You can keep your
Or I
collection.
guess you could keep one, but you can only
No,
buy
you,
one
you
car.
can keep your collection. You can only buy one more car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so. Like, are you selling your collection? Or are you
Yeah,
keeping
so
your
you have the
collection?
E30 and the Volvo. You have all your cars. Like you can keep those, but you can only buy one other car, and that's it. You can't buy anything else.
Okay.
This is unfair, man. Sean's got
Yeah,
everything.
no,
already.
he's in a better situation.
I don't have everything.
Sean's eyes were glinting when he saw this. It's like it's my turn.
I mean, the perfect one car solution would be like an F40, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's everything.
It
right
gets
there.
you to the store. It gets you back.
But here's the thing:
But
like,
that's-
if you buy that
that's-
F40,
It's great
you
in
can never
snow
buy
and
any
rain.
other cars. So you buy.
But he
an
already
F40.
has every other car he'd need. That's the thing.
So
Yeah,
that,
I-
so,
he-
but,
he's
but
in
to
good
me,
shape.
like an F40 is an easy answer, like the F1.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, so
And
I
you would actually just live with it. You just suck it up and have to drive the
Oh my
F40.
god.
See, I don't think the question applies as much to him because he has like such a like breadth of experiential cars that like the F40 provides an experience that you don't yet have, and you have it daily. You have the X1.
Yeah.
You're good.
But if it was something that I had to live with for the rest of my life, I
Yeah.
assume,
Yeah.
and I would probably go for the. Probably get the Lexus, the Nuremberg.
Oh yeah, the LFA.
the Nuremberg edition
Yeah.
LFA.
Yeah. That's a good
Cool one.
choice.
Yeah.
It's a good choice,
Yeah.
and it
And I
will be
call it.
reliable as hell. For real.
Yeah, that's it.
So what are you
So-
doing with the rest of your money?
The rest of my
You spent 600 grand, so you still have 99 million.
No, they're up to it. The NERs are in the millions.
Millions.
now.
You
No,
got
they're about $1 million
89 million dollars. Just
No, 99.
I just say you bought the best
Ni-
one in the
ni-
entire
90,
universe.
90,
and you
I
90.
mean, the easy answer would be, of course, to invest it, right?
Yeah.
But
You can't buy cars. Why would you even invest it? You can't buy any more cars.
I mean, of course, just throw it in the market and be done with it.
Yeah.
But that's an
Good
easy
idea.
answer too.
Yeah.
That's just like
they could be easy answers.
Yeah.
no, because everybody's gonna have the same answer.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
would
if
just
you-
have a different car and I'm going to invest my money. that's what I do.
Yeah.
Or I have an answer. I have an answer.
All right.
It's a loophole, but I have an
Okay.
answer.
I throw it in. Since I said it, I'll throw it in the market. Make it easy.
Nice.
Joe,
I'll go next.
Well, what are you
or-
doing with your current
you
collection?
want to go?
I don't know, let him. Yeah.
What am I doing with the current collection?
Yeah.
I would probably tone down. If I'm looking at the rest of my life, I'd probably tone down some stuff. Only
So you just get
keep
rid
a
of some
couple.
things?
Yeah, I keep a couple few and then
Okay.
get rid of everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Sell some Honda Fits.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Vans.
Joe?
Yeah. So it's hard for me to pick like one car I would buy forever, but I always kind of say that like a Gullwing or a 300 SL Roadster would be a good car to keep. So let's go with that. I'll buy one of those. I'll buy the best one in the world. Best Gullwing in the entire world for like $3 million.
You'll drive it, right?
Yeah, I would drive it.
There's actually a guy in the Bay Area who daily drives a 300 SL Gullwing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks really like
The white one.
trashy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Beat up.
I would buy the best one in the world and I would drive it.
Nice.
I would probably what I would do with the current collection is I would do a nut and bolt restoration on the E28, down just completely rebuild the M5,
Yeah.
Nice.
get rid of the 280T because it's not worth putting any money to, and then I would probably restore the 300ST also, and then put a more modern diesel engine into it, like a 320 CDI motor, and a bigger tank, like a 50-gallon tank. So it's just like a crazy cruiser.
Yeah.
And then what I would do, like
Cannonball
crazy.
build.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah. And then I would probably just buy like a lot of real estate or something.
Yeah.
You know, just make it easy.
Buy my 944 off me.
I would buy. Oh, I can't.
You can only buy one car.
Oh,
You can just give it. You just
In the
give
real
it. You
world,
just give it to him.
In the real world, I would though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go next.
Yeah. Go for it.
So I'll try to do like a different answer for the first one. So I won't be buying like a regular car. I'll just Uber everywhere and maybe get a rental car in case of going somewhere. But the car that I'm actually going to buy is I'll join the Ferrari Corsa Clienti program and buy
Ferrari.
buy a 2004 Ferrari F1 Schumacher car. And then Ferrari will fly me all over the world to different racetracks and do track days. So that's my one car.
You got a loophole too.
There's actually a guy who is a Google board member. He's a Corsa Clienti member. He has a LaFerrari Aperta or something. And he's part of the Corsa Clienti and he flies all around the world doing track days in his 599 Evo XXX
Wow.
YZE.
Dope.
Yeah. Why is he-
So, yeah.
What's happening with the rest of your money?
I mean, that's obviously just going to investment and with
Becomes
my...
your mattress.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's happening with the rest of my collection, it's perfect already. It's a Cayman and a Beat. Nothing's
Don't
happening.
need anything else.
Yeah.
Man, I still don't have one car. I'm like really trying hard to follow the rules and choose something like reasonable as the prompt tells us to do. But I'm probably not gonna do that.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I like to buy well-sorted examples of extremely messed up, interesting cars, like E38 7 Series.
I know Aston Martin V550.
Yeah, this was an alternate answer that I wrote. So it's like I would buy well-sorted, extremely nice examples
Yeah.
of all of interesting cars, but are
Like
extremely
only the
messy.
horrible
Shitty
ones.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, like super interesting cars, but are like extremely messy to live with. So
Yeah.
like Citroen DS, SM, Giulia GTV6, which loves to blow up, the VW Phaeton because W12, Bentley Turbo R, and all these things. Yeah, like interesting but extremely terrible to work on stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I'd get like a Vector. Just because, like, what? I don't know, like a Vector, man.
W Motors.
Yeah,
Something.
you just mentioned the Phaeton W12, and I was like,
Yeah.
why don't nobody's talking about Vectors?
Because the V8 is too poor. That's what Tam Scott said.
Yeah,
Bugatti has a W16 because V8 is too poor.
Too poor.
Why don't you get the Jaguar, dude?
XJ220.
The XJ220, yeah. Dude, that'd be
XJ220
awesome.
would be cool. Yeah, that's really so hard. Are we allowed to like convert it to a street car after we buy it? If it's a track
I guess
only
You have the
car.
money, you can do whatever you want with
Okay,
it.
I'm getting a Valkyrie, and I'm making it into
Valkyrie.
Well, aren't they? They're track only, right?
They're both road versions and track versions.
You get the track version.
I'm
turn
getting
it
the
into
track
a-
version, and I'm turning it into a
AMR Pro. It's called AMR
Yeah,
Pro.
I'm getting
Give
the
the
Valkyrie
local government $20 million of your dollars.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
get a plate
Okay,
on
so I'm getting the Valkyrie MR Pro, and then I'm giving Contra Costa County $20 million, and then I'm driving it on the road for the rest of my life, and then all the rest of my money.
Yeah.
I actually think I will passively invest all of the rest of my money into
Bitcoin.
specialty automotive dealer and brokers, and then I will experience their entire collections passively
That's a good
as they
loophole.
move cars.
Just buy Bring a trailer.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm going to change my mind on my car.
What?
I'm going to get a Lycan.
Hypersport. It's not a real car, you know.
I'm gonna
It's a
drive
real
it in
car.
VR.
It is a real car. I'm going to get a Lycan Hypersport.
And my current collection, I'm gonna go to town on the E30 and the Volvo. There's a guy out in Sweden that did like just the most ridiculous stuff with the Volvo. I'd probably manual because I can't buy a manual version, so like, and I don't care anymore because I have a lot of money. I'd probably manual swap my Volvo. I would find somebody to employ to re-engineer all of the like front end so that it gets a better turning radius because it's the worst thing ever.
You're spending $4 million on engineering.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care anymore. You know,
Yeah, who
I have
cares,
more
dude?
than enough money to retire, so I want the best driving V70R the world has ever seen. And then
And that would be like what someone with that money would do.
yeah,
It's like,
that's
I love this
exactly
car, I'm gonna make it perfect.
exactly what I would
Yeah.
do. So then I'd go through the whole car, probably refresh a bunch of the interior, do exhaust, do some other stuff. I wouldn't go like too race focused. I'd want it to still be like my daily, you know, but I just want it to have a better turning radius and be a manual. And then the E30, I'd probably do a BMW V10 swap. If it's like, if I can find a way to balance it.
In the
If I can find a way to balance it well.
Someone's done
crazy.
that.
So yeah, I was done on the East
it-
Coast.
it-
A guy did it.
Yeah, it exists.
I'd probably do that. If that doesn't balance well, then I
Get
would
a
do an
Huracan.
inline 5, inline 5 turbo motor.
Dude, you're going to be broke the next week.
So I really want to do like a Volvo inline 5 or like a 2.4 Volvo
In the
inline 5
BMW.
in the BMW.
Both cars have the same engine.
They have each other's engines. Because I just think that car, I just would love a car. I can't buy something else, right? So I want the car to sound like an inline 5 because it's
Totally.
like one of the best sounds, or a V10.
You could buy an Audi Quattro rally car.
Yeah, but I can't because I can't buy another car, and I already bought my Valkyrie.
Yep.
Just LS swap everything.
No,
Why? It's easy.
because my dealer investments will have so many LS cars.
It's a responsible thing to do with your $100 million.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I do.
Sweet.
That was a fun scenario, Joe. Sorry we always find so many loopholes.
No, it's good. Find loopholes. Doesn't matter.
Money can't buy happiness.
We need to turn this into like a finance advice podcast.
Right.
If you have $1,000 right now, you need to fucking buy a Valkyrie AMR Pro and convert it to a street car.
Right, exactly. Because we make the worst financial decisions on the show.
There's this one podcast. It's these two women that run like it's a joke podcast, I think. It's like, you know the one I'm talking about?
The Alpha Woman.
Yeah, the
podcast.
Alpha Woman, but they do these bits about like financial advice.
They talk like alpha males or like Joe Rogan or something.
Oh my
and
God.
they said,
They're
what
like-
was the one they said? They're like, if you invest $30 a day for a whole year, how much does that come out to? $56,000 or something like that. You know,
Like
it's so
your
funny.
mindset has to be all about building
Yeah.
yourself. Like what,
If you have kids, you shouldn't have kids. But if you already have kids, you should not spend any time with them. They're a waste of your time, and they will be better off.
I don't
if you
even
don't
sleep
raise
now.
them.
Oh my God.
because it's a waste of time.
I don't even see my kids anymore. It's a waste of my time.
Yeah.
No, champions. Because they had neglect.
Yeah,
Hey, thank you for joining. Any last words?
that's all I got.
Cool.
If you got an AMR Pro,
This is not financial advice.
yeah, this is not financial advice.
Yeah, don't sue
Yeah,
us,
yeah,
please.
yeah.
We didn't tell you anything.
All right, see ya.